Hello everyone, welcome to Sheldon's Master Kitchen. Today we are celebrating spring by doing a little bit of barbecue. I have a special guest today. His name is Jed. Jed, come on over.
Hello.
So Jed's going to be helping me get some of the vegetables prepared. There's a lot going on, very simple things happening. It's just a lot to handle and manage. Alright, so first we're going to shuck the corn. Jed, you want to shuck some corn?
Let's shuck some corn.
Okay, perfect. There you go.
Corn husker.
Yeah, so if you'll husk those and then break them in half, and then we're going to put them into this water that's coming up to boil, and we're just going to put them in there and forget them until the end, okay? So things we're going to do today, I have some chicken here. It's about 2 pounds of small breast chicken. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, a bit more, a little bit of salt, and then you're going to take your favorite barbecue sauce and shake it up, and you're going to put that over the chicken. Not all of it, maybe just about half a bottle. There we go. And
I
then,
dropped a piece of corn.
that's fine, we'll wash it off. Then you're going to add just a little bit of olive oil, and that's just going to loosen that barbecue sauce up a little bit. Now get that all in your chicken. You want to completely cover it. If you need to add more barbecue sauce, if you didn't think that you did put enough on, that's fine. Just go ahead and do some more. Alright, once that's massaged in, you're just going to move that over to the side and let it marinate. It's just a quick marinade, just so it's in the chicken. Alright guys, so we've got the corn in our hot water. It's going to come to a boil and we'll turn it down to a simmer. Right now you're just really trying to get it hot. This corn's pretty delicate, it's really good. So we're going to move on to our asparagus, which we're going to grill, which is going to be really cool. We're using a George Foreman, not sponsored. So to figure out where to cut your asparagus, it's a very, very simple thing to do. So you have your bunch. It usually comes with 2 rubber bands. I've taken the second rubber band off. All you're going to do is grab your bunch and take one, and where it naturally snaps and falls to the ground is where you're going to cut it. Alright, so I have a guide here, and come over here and we're going to show you. Alright, so as you can see right here is where it naturally snapped, and you can see that right there. All you're going to do is you're going to take a sharp knife, put it right where that cut was, and cut straight down. Now all these right here, these can be sent to compost. You can throw them away if you're not going to use them. Or another great thing is you can use them to make a vegetable stock. Alright guys, so we have our asparagus cut. I'm going to put them on this tray and give them to my lovely assistant Jed. What we're going to do with this asparagus is we're going to put it on our George Foreman grill. So just open that up, Jed. And you're just going to line it, and if you can get 2 rows, that's perfect. If not, now, a thing that we did not do, which you'll be tempted to do, is toss them in olive oil or do like a cooking spray. We're not going to do that. We're going to actually save that to the end so that our olive oil doesn't cook, and we're going to do like a raw olive oil situation. It just brings out a lot more of the olive flavor. So once these get done on here, we'll just transfer them off, hit them with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and that's all you really need. So now I have about a pound of red potatoes that we're going to quarter. I'm going to have this for a second. And once they're cut, we're going to put them on this greased cookie sheet. About 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, or just, just stick it on. It's not that big of a deal. So you just grab one, and we're going to cut them. You want them relatively small. That's why I'm quartering them. I know they're small already, but we're going to be baking these or roasting them with our chicken that is marinating right now. And chicken does not take as long as like a whole potato does to cook. So we are going to give it, a little bit of a head start to cook. So smaller the pieces, the faster it cooks. Alright guys, so we are going to go ahead and put our potatoes on our greased pan. I'm just going to spread them around, and I'm putting these on here before the chicken because I'm going to want the chicken to be on top of the potatoes. So some of that juice that comes off, it's going to drop between the potatoes, and of course, you know, give it some great flavor, but also, since the chicken will be higher up, it's gonna give it a nice steam on top of the roast. And that just ensures that your chicken's getting cooked and that it stays moist. Now, before we put our chicken on top of our potatoes, we have 2 cloves of garlic that we are gonna peel and we're gonna chop up. So I'm gonna do one of them and then I'm gonna give the other one to Jed because I'm gonna show you a technique. It does seem a little scary, so don't freak out. That's why I'm gonna show him. I didn't tell him about this before we started, so it'll be exciting. If you have a knife that's kind of flat like this is a Pioneer Woman knife. You can get this one at Walmart. Or if you have a chef's knife, which is the one that starts out big and then it comes to a point, either one will work for what we're about to do. You take your garlic clove, stick it on the mat, and you're just gonna stick your knife over it and you're gonna pop it down. All right, so then all you have to do is grab it, and you don't have to sit there and peel and peel. That's probably the worst thing about garlic is that if you're trying to peel it, you're just like really getting in there with your nails. This one pop, you release some of the oils, and the covering of it just comes off. So then we're just gonna run the knife through it. We want a rough chop. I'm just gonna do it like so. If you have a knife like this, you can scrape it up, and we're just gonna sprinkle it over our potatoes. All right, Jed.
It smells good.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, so okay.
You're over it.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Cool. You just peel it off?
Yeah, it just pulls right out.
Wow.
Yeah, so rough chop.
And then scoop it up.
Yeah, and then you just stick it on the potatoes. There's no rhyme or reason. You're just wanting to release the flavor.
Oh,
Perfect.
wow.
All right.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. So there's that. And now one more thing before we put the chicken on, we're going to take just a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to drizzle it over the top. Stick your thumb over the top of the bottle, and then you can control how much. We just want a drizzle. We're not coating these. We don't want them to, you know, fry. We don't want to create a fry daddy in your oven. That'd be weird. So now, with our potatoes, let's get this over here so you can see it better. Take our chicken. You're just gonna fish out your chicken and place it right in the center on top of all of your potatoes. All right. So at this point, you can add a little bit more barbecue sauce. I think I'm gonna do that just so that it has a little extra. Just do a little bit on each breast. When this sauce heats up in the oven, it'll get a little less viscous, which means it'll be less thick, and it'll start to spread out more. That, and of course, save some more barbecue sauce for later so that you can dip your chicken in it if you want more at the end. All right, so now this is gonna go into a 425-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. Just make sure that your chicken is at an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? All right, guys, so we're taking the asparagus off right now. You know when things are done with a George Foreman because there will be a light that wasn't on that just turns on. That means that the internal temperature is the same throughout whatever you're cooking. So we're putting this on this little sheet because we are going to prepare them. All right, so Jed has gotten the asparagus off of the grill. You'll just grab them and you can tell that they're very tender, and that means they're done. You don't want them to be so tender and so cooked that they like fold over on themselves without any help, because then they're overcooked, and no one wants that. So like I said, we're gonna just hit these with a little bit of olive oil. Right? And then a little bit of our salt. We're using sea salt today, but you can use any salt you want, just whatever you're used to, whatever you have in your pantry. And this is a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna grab this spatula from you. And in this pan, you just wanna toss them around a little bit. Once these are cooked and once you've dressed them up with just a little bit of the olive oil, all you have to do is you can let these cool and you can put them on a salad, chop them up, throw them in a salad, really good. Or you can eat them hot like we're going to as a side item. Or I have before, after I have grilled them, put some of the olive oil, salt, and pepper on it. I put it in the oven at a low temperature, about like 250. If you leave them in there for almost an hour, they crisp up really nicely, and it's kind of like a asparagus chip, which is really good. So we'll just have those. We're gonna set that to the side, and we're gonna go and check on our chicken and our potatoes. All right, so we just pulled out our chicken. You can see that it still looks very juicy. We've got roasted potatoes. Now all you gotta do is plate it up with everything else. All right, guys, welcome back. So we've already seen the chicken. We're just gonna plate it up so Jed can eat. All right, Jed, let's get you some chicken in. Some potatoes. All right, have some asparagus. And corn, there you go. All right. Well, perfect. Well, while Jed goes and eats, thank you guys so much for joining us for a wonderful springtime treat: asparagus, corn, barbecue chicken, and roasted potatoes. Tune in next time. Make sure you click subscribe and that little bell on the side so that you can get notified with every great recipe. Have a great day.